Good evening, this is Kuro. Got a ranked game in my Jutland, going over the matchmaking. The enemy team is composed of an Implacable and Iowa, Jean Bart, Palmer, Neptune, Black, and Yagumo. The obvious threats being the Neptune, Black, and Yagumo. The map is Hotspot, 3-cap domination, and we're going to kick this one off, and this game really is going to be about knowing when to make that decisive move and seeing where the enemy team is basically is leaving an opening for you to come in and basically win the game. So I'm gonna walk you through this. This actually starts to develop really quickly into the game. Right here, I'm pushing up. I'm not really happy with how fast my team's moving out of spawn. I see rocket planes. I'm just going to slam on the brakes. There's not any rush right now for me to race up and get into the cap and sit behind an island when a cap is 99% of the time going to be contested by another destroyer that's sitting behind an island and not really going to be able to shoot that guy or do anything. So why race up there and expose myself to a CV and lose HP, without needing to. So I am going to be late to the cap. The enemy DD's not going to be able to cap it in time, but I'm just going to push up here and do my thing behind the cap. And what I'm looking to do here is I'm looking to play this low spot in this island. I do the same thing up on this northern island. There's a few different ways that you can play it, but I'm looking to spot and torp this area, and any ships back in here, they get spotted. Say my CV's flying planes out. Shoot over the island and add my DPM to the mix. I don't like destroyers just parking behind an island, not doing any spotting, not doing any damage. It's not enough just to contest a cap. So I know the Iowa's coming down here. I kind of launch a tight little spread in here. Maybe I can catch something, maybe I won't. Just gonna take some shots here. That tells me that there's not another DD in there. In that gap. And you can see that how that low section of the island can be useful. Now I get detected here. That tells me that there's probably an enemy DD up in here, because this Neptune's not spotting me. So I'm gonna pause it right here because this is the moment in time. Haven't seen any planes, so that could be the planes are cycling, so that's a calculated risk. The CV could be on his way back here, but right now I haven't seen any planes for what appears to be 2 strikes. I'm thinking that we're about ready to cap B-cap, so the enemy CV might be headed here, and that's part of the reason I'm going to gamble that the CV is headed out here to the western side of the map. The Neptune is the piece specifically on the table. I'm assuming that he's radar just by the way that he's sailing and playing, but you pretty much always have to assume that a Royal Navy cruiser is going to have radar, just on the offhand chance that they actually do. You don't get caught by it. So the Neptune kites out. We've got plenty of support back here with an Alaska and an FDG. I'm going to push right up here now. This would be easier with something like the Z46 with its, really long-range hydro. But Jutland can do it just as well. And what I'm looking to do, it's a black. It's going to have radar. But his radar's only going to last a short period of time compared to my hydro, and I'm looking to exploit that. You know, he's a black has 20,700 HP. I've got 21,550 plus a repair. I should be able to outbrawl a black. Now, been watching, the Iowa's been shooting at my FDG. His guns are on the opposite side of his ship. Now, I get busted because here come the airplanes, the fun police. I pop my hydro because they already know where I'm at. It pays to know where the black's at. I see the black poking out. There's his torps. Both sets of torps. I just slam on the brakes. He's out in the open now, right where I want him. I'm not going super deep because the Iowa is going to be rotating his guns eventually. Now, here comes the radar. This is going to actually make me move. And I'm just going to pull right up here. I'm just focusing on blind firing into the smoke. Try to get whatever damage I can and mitigate whatever damage is coming from the black. Now, the black's radar is going to run out. There it is. Now, this is just as critical. I just got undetected. The last thing I want to do is get inside my smoke firing range on this black and give this guy another opportunity to shoot at me on equal terms. I've been able to work him down pretty good. But really, I just want to grab his belt right here and just hold him at this distance. You know, just inside my hydro range, but far enough he's well outside of my my smoke firing detection range. And I'm just gonna gun this guy down. Now with that piece off the board, the black's out of my way, it opens up this Iowa. Now I thought this Iowa would already be accelerating, but since he isn't, I go on ahead and I launch one set of torp short, and then I launch one that this guy hasn't paid attention to the fact that I just assassinated his buddy. You can see he's just figuring it out now. Hey, what happened? I'm gonna shoot him, say hi. Adios, amigo. And now I'm just gonna start bailing. I'm bailing because I'm assuming that the Neptune is radar, and I'm moving back to cover, and boom, there it is. He screwed up. He gave me an opening, and just in that amount of time, they lost 2 ships. My Alaska's pushing up and trying to support me. Honestly, a little risky with as low of HP as he is. Now, Alaska does do a number on Neptune. But I'm pretty healthy. I'm just going to start shooting up here. And if you notice, I'm not really dodging. I'm trying to draw fire for my Alaska. I don't want my Alaska to get shot up and get sunk when I've got some HP that I can spare. So I'm being bait here. Try to bait this Neptune into shooting me. Now that he's kind of focused on me, I'm gonna start dodging and, you know, just playing with him a little. Honestly, you give him a little bit of hope, and then you just jerk the rug right out from under him. Evil little destroyer things. So we do spot the Yagumo. Now, critical here, I see that the Yagumo started shooting at me. I just drove right outside of my maximum gun range. Just get undetected instantly. I could have smoked up and done it, but now the Yagumo ends up with a situation that he's got a Jutland that just dropped off in front of him. He can't see him, doesn't know where he's at, and he can safely assume that the Jutland's rushing him. So just gonna keep putting some shots into this Jutland, or into this Yagumo. Excuse me, it's been a long night. Avoid the Doritos. No Doritos for this boy tonight. And now it's a matter of just making this slow boat catch another slow boat. But at this point, this game very obviously is over. And a lot of it came down to, you know, that decisive moment where you get that opening to break the enemy team's back. And that's not something that, you know, you develop that skill. You know, that takes some time, and it's just one of those things. As you play this game more and you progress as a player, you're going to be able to see and do those types of things more often. You just got to stick with it, and these things will happen for you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. As usual, the link for the build that I used, a link to the community Discord, and a link to my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel will all be in the video description. I hope you guys are having a good night, and I will talk to you later.